Most business owners think the reason they're stuck is because of their strategy. But the problem isn't your strategy, it's your identity. Let me show you today how to shift it. What's up, guys, and welcome to the first lesson. I'm so excited to see you here taking on this new journey of mastering your leadership. In the next few lessons, I'm going to be going through the process and the different strategies of what I've learned over the years, as well as my own personal experience from running my 8-figure business, so maybe that you can learn from my mistakes. Before we talk about tactics, systems, and scaling, I want to lock in on the foundation, because none of this matters if you skip this part. Most business owners think the reason they're stuck is because of their strategy, their market, or their team. But the truth is, something that I've realized over the years is that your business is a direct reflection of you. It reflects your identity. It rises and falls based on who you are. And I know this connection doesn't quite make sense yet, but let me explain. I remember when my flooring business was doing well on paper, revenue was solid, and my clients were happy, bills were getting paid, and I had more jobs coming in. Everything was perfect. But I felt off. Every day I woke up with pressure, stress, and a sense that something was missing. I felt like a shell of myself. So much of my identity got wrapped up in work. And the more I tried to work my way out of it by grinding harder and taking more calls and doing more, the worse it actually got. And suddenly the stress had gotten so bad that I had ulcers up and down my throat, and my wife barely recognized me. After some time, I realized I was trying to outwork an identity problem. Hey guys, if you ever need anything at all you got to do is text the number below and we'll be there for you. Now you might be asking, what is an identity problem? An identity problem is when you see yourself and believe yourself to be someone that has undesirable traits or is in an undesirable situation. It is essentially the idea of who you think you are, you actually will be. This bleeds into other areas of life as well. For example, thinking that you're a bad husband, you will show traits of being a bad husband. But that is for another lesson. So for me, I saw myself as the grinder, the firefighter, the operator. Therefore, I got what was reflected back to me in my life. I was always in situations where I needed to be working constantly, solving problems, putting out fires in my business all the time. I didn't see myself as a leader, the builder, the visionary, because I was too deep in the weeds of my business. Once I realized I needed to make this shift, it changed everything for me, because once my identity changed, my decisions changed, and when your decision changes, your results start to change. I want to add on to this that this change is typically not something that happens overnight. This is a change and a mindset shift that you will need to be constantly reminding yourself that you want to make and are making on a daily basis. Once you decide in the new direction you want to go, do not let anything drag you back to the old way of thinking and living. 3 identity shifts you must make. So here are some example shifts that you can start making right away. Hey guys, if you ever need anything at all you got to do is text the number below and we'll be there for you. Now, obviously, these may not apply to everyone, so dig deep and think about some more specific shifts that you might want to make in your own life. Number 1, from operator to owner. All right, guys, so here's just a personal experience for myself of when I was a true operator. So I was working in the business every day. I was, creating my own processes. I was managing the team. I was putting out fires, working a ton of hours, and I was also executing the vision that I was laying out, right? So you've got a big responsibility with that. Once I made the shift of going to actually acting and behaving like an owner, I started to really enjoy my business more. And how I got to that point was by building the right culture and hiring the right people, hiring the right leaders to actually execute on the vision that I set off. So once I changed that shift and I started building teams and building people, that's when everything started to change for me. I was able to cut down on the hours I'm working. I'm able to do the things that I love to do, which is work on the business. It enabled me to build the relationships in the business that actually push your business forward. And a lot of times when you're in the day-to-day grind, you don't have time to work on the relationships, which actually stunts your growth. And this is the shift that you have to make when you're used to working in the business on a daily basis. Because once you can get out of that spot and work on the business, you'll end up having more time and making more money and enjoying your business. So that was kind of an experience that I went through. And remember, you're not the job, you're the designer of the machine. So get out of the weeds and start leading. Your business will only grow to the level that you do. And you're not going to be able to grow if you're focused on the smaller, less important tasks and putting out fires on a daily basis. You have to lead your team and empower them to make these decisions on a day-to-day basis. So the second identity shift is reaction to intention. So if you're anything like how I was, your whole day is spent reacting to texts, problem solving, and dealing with the chaos. And while some of this feels good to be the person that everyone goes to solve problems, this is what actually stunts the growth in your business completely. It gets to a point where you can't even focus on more important tasks because your phone or your inbox is being constantly blown up, taking away your attention and any chance it gets. And let's be honest, that is not leading, that is surviving. So remember, true leaders set the tone, they create the plan, and they empower others through that. So you need to learn how to delegate and build systems to make sure that there are layers beneath you that can handle the less important tasks. Talk a little bit about my personal experience on the delegation part and building systems. For me in business, there's two important hires that you should make when you're heavy operating your business and you're wanting to get to the owner level. The first one is going to be to hire an executive assistant, someone that can handle your emails, your inbox, and keep those low priority tasks off your plate completely, right? This takes some time to build that trust with that person, but for me, this was the best move that I've ever made in my company was by hiring an assistant. The second most important role is going to be someone like a COO, someone that can handle and manage all the day-to-day functions in your business. Like this is so important. And this person will actually be able to build systems in your company that's going to probably do it in a better way than you can. So for me, I wasn't good at like building things. I was really good at vision, putting out fires and handling certain things that needed to get done, but I wasn't really good at building systems. So hiring someone with a skill set that can come into your business and implement systems is how you're actually going to scale and grow and free up your time. All right, guys, number 3 is going to be external focus to internal ownership. And this is something that I see all the time. People blaming everything and everyone else but themselves when it comes to problems, either in your personal life or your business. It is a direct reflection of you, the owner. Because let's face it, it is a lot easier to blame the market, the team, the economy for the problems that you have in your business. But here's what this looks like. So guys, a personal experience that I dealt with many years ago is when my company, my sales were not growing the way I needed to. The team wasn't where I needed to be. The culture wasn't in the right way. So it's easy to start blaming everything around you, like your employees, like blaming them, blaming the market, your vendors, everything but yourself. And when you start to make that shift, what you can do as an owner to recognize these things and start getting your team to prepare more, creating better systems. And as an owner, you have to take full responsibility when things go wrong in your business, because it is 100% on you. It's not your team. It's not anybody else, because everything falls and rises on the leader. So when it's going well, it's your team's credit. When it's going bad, it's your fault. And that's really the shift that I had to make in my business. And once I did that, things started to really take off for me. But the truth is, real power comes when you take 100% ownership, not blame for where you are. That's where real freedom and progress begins. So to wrap up this module, I want you to take 10 minutes and do these 3 things. So guys, number 1, write this down. My business will only grow to the level that I do. Post this somewhere that you'll see it on a daily basis. Number 2, list 3 ways that you've been operating from your old identity. Maybe you're still doing the tasks that you shouldn't do. Maybe you're making decisions based on fear. So I want you to write these all out. And number 3, define your upgraded identity, who you need to become to lead the next version of your business. All right, guys, the next step I want you to do is write a 3-sentence statement. For example, I am the kind of person who blank. I lead by. I no longer. If this helped you rethink how you're leading, I have created a full training series on how to lead, scale, and build a business that doesn't burn you out. So hit the link below and subscribe if you want more real talk on leadership, mindset, and building a life that actually works.